All right, everyone, welcome to this episode of Notes with Jack. This is episode 26, and my name, as you probably know by now, is Alan Fox. And I am here with the director of the 2025 Kennedy Center and then national touring production of The Sound of Music. And his
The
name
hills are alive.
his name is Jack O'Brien.
It is.
I figured,
Guilty as charged.
man, I figured why waste time with a different play as an intro when we should
I
just give
know.
the people what they want.
Yeah. I hope they want this. Boy, I hope they want this because I'm telling you, it's an astonishment, this piece.
Yeah.
And, we haven't spoken. How long? We haven't spoken at all.
It's in at least 12 days, I think, since we've spoken.
Which is
And
our.
just so, right. And just so
That's
everyone,
long for us.
yeah. No, it's very long. And just so everyone knows at home when we're recording this, it opened 2 nights ago, right? The premiere was 2 nights ago in Washington.
I don't understand. No. The first preview in
Right.
Washington was the 12th. No.
Got it.
No. The 10th. Then I saw the 11th, which I think the press saw the 11th.
Mm.
And I think for some reason we believed that the 12th, which was last night,
Yeah.
would be the official opening, but it didn't feel like that. And
Huh.
because this is a national tour and because there's a whole new extravagantly condensed way of doing these things because of the money involved.
Yeah.
And here's this massive show, which
Yeah.
I forgot. I mean, I used to do this kind of thing all the time. And now
Right.
he's, 7 children and their understudies and their parents
Yeah.
who travel with the show. Uh-huh.
That's a
Um,
reality show that I think the Notes with Jack brand would like to get behind.
I'm sure they
I want to
would.
figure out how to make that happen.
That'd be
reality,
good.
the Stage Parents reality show traveling with the Sound of Music.
Last night, trying to get away, we had a toast, a little
Yeah.
drink, before we all departed. That was the night before last. I forgive me. And
Sure.
it was in the building adjacent to the theater, which is where they build sets and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
There were all of these people, and the crew, and the parents, and the children, and the cast, and I guess producers. It was massive.
Yeah.
And I found myself almost shaking with fatigue. I was so tired. And God bless them. The parents and grandparents are coming after me because the kids have had this remarkable experience, haven't they?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
the kids are the best group of kids we've ever had. They're just stunning, right? Really wonderful. But the parents now are a certain amount of guardians, they're called, which is, I don't know, both parents, one parent, a grandparent, go on the tour for 2 years with these kids.
Yeah.
And they're coming at me at this party because, of course, they want to express their gratitude. And the show's good. The show's really good. And the
Yeah.
show itself is really good. And we in this country haven't seen this piece. Some people have not ever seen it,
Yeah.
thinking that the filmed version is the official version.
Yeah.
And
I'm
it
one of
isn't.
them. Right.
You are, aren't you?
Yeah.
They took tons of stuff out, and they tilted the interpretation, and there's not a lot of Nazis in it at all, and the political trios of the 3 secondary characters, gone. They're not in there. And
Yeah.
I think, as I've mentioned before, I'm sorry if I'm repeating myself, but I am 86. Well, it happens, we got to watch that.
Right.
The creators, the gentleman who wrote it, and the book writers, they hated the movie. They hated it
Yeah.
because Robert Wise took a lot of liberties and changed a lot
Yeah.
of stuff and did a lot of good stuff. It was a massive blockbuster.
Right,
I
of course.
remember my mentor John Houseman, who was
Yeah.
a film producer,
Right.
saying this astonishing fact, which I didn't understand. He said Bob Wise just got 10 years tacked on his career because of that movie.
Right.
If you make a great big blockbuster, well, you probably understand this, in Hollywood, it renews your option for 10 years or
It helps. I don't know if you have 10 years nowadays because of the state of the
I don't
film
have
business.
10 minutes.
I know. Well, wait a minute. I want to get back to these grandparents chasing you around at the party. Was that the I Dream of Jeannie thing? What was that?
Oh, I was just fading out here.
Okay. Yes, you got parents and grandparents chasing you at the after party.
No, sweetly too. I mean, I don't want to, that's criticism.
Yeah,
but,
no, of course.
And they keep saying, I'm so-and-so's grandfather. I'm so-and-so's mother, you know.
Yeah.
And of course, we've taken tender care of these kids, and they're worthwhile. Of course we have.
Sure.
But the parents are it's a very special situation, I think.
Yeah.
And so their parents are very grateful. Of course they're grateful.
Yeah.
And they tell me what the kids say about my direction. They think the kids are loving it because Mr. Jack, which they call me, which love that part. Anyway, Mr. Jack tells them the story of why they're there.
Huh.
Which you think who wouldn't do that?
Yeah.
To say in this scene, here's why we're here. Here's what just happened. Here's what you're feeling, you know. They're little tiny actors, and they're little tiny actors as good as the big grown-up actors. They're very good.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Anyway, so they're all coming at me to express their thanks.
Yeah.
And I've got maybe 1.5 lung worth of oxygen left after this 2 weeks of unbelievable pressure. No time. Everybody's working full tilt.
Yeah.
And I want to say something here, which is very unusual, because this show, the genesis of this show goes back 10 years, where we did a version of it that toured for a while 10 years ago. And because it was very popular, and because it's time, because the show's 65 years old now, they wanted to bring it back. But that's a misnomer. You're not bringing back anything. All new people in the company, all new children.
Right.
Some new orchestration, some new scenes have been changed.
Right.
Some scenic elements have been changed. And there's virtually no time to tech it. There's no time. There's maybe 4 days. Yeah. In a theater. We went to Utica last week.
So that's what I want to get into. Last time we talked, you were going to be heading to Utica, I think the next day. And your concerns were, I've thrown a lot at these people. It's a lot to digest in a short window of time for rehearsal. And you were also a little nervous about some changes you were trying to make at the end. There was just a lot going on of uncertainty. So I'm curious, that's what I want to dive into. How did this evolve? So like maybe if you remember, like walk us back to when you show up to Utica. How are we growing and changing?
I think we haven't really, have we discussed this ending that I wanted to do?
No, so you didn't go with it. We purposely did not discuss the ending.
Okay, because spoiler alert, right?
Right, because spoiler alert.
Okay. Now I'd like to now explain this to our listeners and our growing family. I have been trying to remove artificiality, let's call it, or archness from a 60-year-old show that was basically pretty arch to begin with. Yeah. By that I mean they wrote climb big anthems.
Sure.
And there were two trios, one in the first act and one in the second act, for the secondary characters that are frankly highly political. Yeah. And now that I have really put my fist into all of this, more political than I even imagined. I mean they're done as if they're little operetta trios that you would understand in a sort of waltz or what have you. Yeah. Beautiful.
And this just so I can clarify, this is stuff that had been taken out of the movie as well. So people listening that have just seen the movie, these were elements of the original musical that were sort of pulled out. I'm guessing for more of a, 1960 whatever, more of a commercial box office success. It doesn't feel as heavy. It feels, you know what I mean? It's like there's just taking some of the punch out.
Okay, now I'm going to say something almost blasphemous. They also aren't that good. When you put those trios up against My Favorite Things, or Do Re Mi, Climb Every Mountain. These are phenomenal songs. And even the Goat Herd song is adorable.
Yeah.
And these don't quite make it. And as I've been probing through this material, trying to get it realer, trying to get it more specific, trying to get it straight ahead at the audience and
Yeah.
not decorated, I realized they sort of did this, because I'm saying to the
Yeah.
trio, I
Yeah.
want you to do this, and here's a transition, and now this
Yeah.
means this. And I'm thinking, material isn't really delivering that.
Yeah. You know what
Okay.
it feels like? It feels like a little bit of like a kill your darlings for the musical writers. It's like, I don't know, oftentimes I feel like when I'm writing, and I don't know, this may be even more blasphemous, but oftentimes when I'm writing and I'm trying to make a statement about something, you know what I mean? It like borders on, I can feel when it's not really working, it's wonky, and that's the stuff that literally needs to go. But I'm imagining they're writing this musical, and suddenly it becomes just a fluffy musical if you start to take out some of the political undertones. And I guess that's probably in the source material is some of that, is a lot more of that political heaviness as well, I would assume, because it's based on the memoir.
Not to waste time
Right.
and not to be abrupt. I'm going to leap ahead here
Okay.
because I want to talk about what happened to me.
Okay.
So that we understand that what I'm trying to do is get it realer, trying to
Right.
do it to get it not, I hate this word relevant, because relevant, what does that mean anyway?
Right. Right.
But more accessible to an audience. And as most people now who know the movie know, it ends with the Mother Abbess opening the gates to the cemetery
Sure.
and allowing the family to climb across the border up into the Swiss Alps and be free. Be free of the impending advance of the Nazis coming through Germany to Austria, right?
Sure.
And so the end of I haven't seen the film. Actually, I should see it fairly soon. That would be fun for us to talk about. But I think it ends with climb every mountain, and they're climbing
Yeah.
every mountain.
Yeah.
And the nuns are out there saying, bye, have a good time, eat your lunch, and all that sort of stuff, you know.
Yeah.
And I've always really not liked the ending.
Yeah.
Because it seems sort of square, and it seems sort of, I thought, you open the gates and they wave goodbye and they go off bravely, and the nuns are cheering them on, and you think, is that what happened? Because 2 minutes ago, the Nazis were in the Abbey looking for these people.
For the
So
situation you set up, it feels a little happily ever after.
I think so, and benign.
Sure.
And I think, but that's not what happened. World War II happened, and
Right.
and what did happen after the gates were opened?
Yeah.
And the more I thought about it, I thought, wow, I bet they ran up that mountain as fast as they could, because the Nazis had just toured the Abbey, searching the Abbey for the 8th time for this family who are outside, hiding outside. So I played what if with myself, and I thought, oh, they opened the gates so that would have freaked out the rest of the nuns, knowing that that is verboten. You can't do that. That's the border. They mustn't get involved politically. They've got to stay away from all of this.
Yeah.
And the Mother Abbess says, no, I'm opening the gates, right? So I don't know what that does to the women in the Abbey, except
Sure.
I'll bet it was disturbing, okay? The thing is disturbing. And then I thought, as if you know the story, Rolf, the young boy who's got a crush on our oldest girl, and they've dated and they've sung "You're 16 going on 17," and they've had their first kiss and all that sort of stuff. He's become a little baby Nazi person. He's right in the whole mode. And he's the one who comes out in the garden, almost accidentally, and discovers them.
Right.
And he calls to his officer and says, "Lieutenant," and you hear the officer, "Yes, yes." And there's the family and the children, and then the little young girl, Liesel, comes out to her alleged boyfriend, and there they are. And this is the moment of truth. And it's pretty exciting. Even now, it's a very good scene. And the boy says, "There's nobody here." And he goes in and betrays his rank, the military.
Yeah.
But they got away with it.
Yeah.
And now you hear the jeeps, the sound of the Jeeps moving away, and the Mother Superior comes out and says they're gone. And then we find out the border's closed, and we find out, everything is sealed off, and the people, they're trapped.
Sure.
And I'm still playing what if.
Right.
So this young soldier who betrayed his superiors. What if they thought, what's the matter with you, young man? Wait a minute. Turn around. Let's go back. Let's go back. And so there's a time problem.
Yeah.
And I loved all this. And I thought, this is really exciting. So
Yeah.
instead of climb every mountain, everybody waving, they
Yeah.
grab the children and run. And
Yeah.
the nuns line up to sort of shield them. And at one point, I wanted the headlights to rake through so you see the Jeeps coming back. And the Mother Superior had made her covenant with God, and she's singing the high note, and the curtain comes in. And just before it does, and every mountain values on your pause. Bang, bang, bang. Dream. You hear the rifle shots. And the curtain came in. Everybody I tell this says, oh my God.
Yeah.
That's really interesting.
Yeah.
From the original rights handlers to the children of the authors to the actors that I'm talking to people who've seen the production before, everybody says, can you do that?
Right.
And I said, I really want to try. So, 2 weeks of rehearsal to put this together in Utica.
Yeah.
And as we get closer to, I have not staged this yet.
Yeah.
We've all talked about it.
Yeah. Yeah.
And even the children know that there are going to be guns going off.
Sure.
I'm very much aware of a climate of concern, I think.
Yeah.
Throughout the whole experience.
Yeah. Yeah.
What's that going to be like? And I expect that. I mean, I'm ready to take the hit here. I mean, But then I thought to myself, wait a minute. This production is about spirituality. It's about hope. It's about survival.
Yeah.
They did, in fact, get away. They did, in fact, get through. It's not written that the soldiers come back. It's not written that the guns go off. I'm doing that.
Yeah. Yeah.
And even though it's a very interesting exercise, this show is going across America now.
Yeah.
And it's one of the few things you can take a family to, children to.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it sells incredibly well because people love that music. They know the story. They know the movie. And when they go, they see something completely different, but exactly the same, just a different way of experiencing it. And even the reviews 10 years ago, some of the best reviews I ever got in my life.
Yeah.
And I thought, and said this out loud to the company, sometimes it's not enough to be right.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, at this moment, politically and emotionally, why am I making America confront more pain?
Yeah.
Why am I not?
Yeah. Go ahead.
Why am I not celebrating the revival of this more truthfully told, more touchingly told, as it was written? Why am I getting in the way?
Yeah.
And I cut it out, Alan.
Yeah.
And I had friends coming down to see it who were very excited to say, wow, I want to see that. And I had to write to them and say, I yanked it.
Yeah.
And I'm very glad I did.
Yeah. Two things popped to mind as you were saying that. The first thing being, you always told me, and this isn't the curtain call necessarily, but you always say the curtain call, you want to try to capture the last emotion that people will feel before they leave the theater. Yeah. And it's very similar with, I think, what you're saying with even the ending of the piece. It's like, what do you want people to leave with? I mean, we'll dive into this in a week or two, but with highest to lowest, right? It's like in a movie that is uneven in a lot of ways, the ending scene, and I didn't realize the power of this until I saw the film. The ending scene and the ending song, that woman's song that she's singing, it leaves you on such a high. You take that with you. And so I was thinking about that. And I also was thinking how interesting it is that you started off wanting to get back to the text, right? I want to get back to the text. And ultimately, that led you down a hole of adding on to the text until you get to the place where you know it's time to like pull the plane back up a little bit to eat. It's just interesting about the journey because that is, you had to go there to understand maybe why it ended the way it did in the first place, you know?
I just don't think, I just think at this moment, we're holding on to each other.
Yeah.
Most of us, and most of us who are even disagree or foreign with each other, are still see each other as being Americans, of people who built this country and have benefited from it. And I think to myself, you know, it's why we did Shucked. I wanted people to have a fabulous night out, laugh their asses off. Good music, funny jokes, looking left and right. Are you to the right or the left? I don't know, but I agree that this is a funny show.
Yeah.
And at the end of the evening, you're glad that you went out.
Yeah.
And so I thought, and here's, I'm telling another story now that is basically a spiritual, about how you stand up for yourself and how you grow as a human being. Now, the other thing that got in the way in my head is this Mother Superior, which is usually just an older singer, you know, with a beautiful voice singing this wonderful thing. And 10 years ago, when I did the original production, this version, and we came to the moment in the first act where Maria says, "I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. How do I find my life?" Yeah. And the music starts, and the singer goes, "Climb," and I stopped. I said, She didn't ask you to sing a song.
Right.
She asked you for advice. Why don't you start with the thought and then let it elevate into music?" And then I thought of this woman, Ashley Brown, who was on Broadway as the original Mary Poppins, did that tour with us. And she was young at the time. And so she puts on the wimple and the thing, and you can't tell how old she is.
Yeah.
And this extraordinary voice. And now I have Christiane Noel, who's also a celebrated soprano. And she's not an old woman either. And I thought, oh, so there was an old woman who was the Maestas, and she died. And they got this young woman who stepped in because she had business acumen and knew how to raise money and how to take care of things. And for a moment, she suspends her spiritual journey so she can take care of business.
Yeah.
And then in her office comes a young girl, very much like her. That is why they sing My Favorite Things together. They were both raised on that mountain. She knows that song. And the third number in the song, there's a second, I think, is her. Them singing it brings down the house. They have a wonderful time.
Yeah.
So she wasn't always a nun, was she? And maybe when this young girl talks about her inability to accept love, maybe that rings a bell in this woman's thing. My Lord, I didn't do that. I didn't go there.
Yeah. Yeah.
So now it's not just Maria and the family leaving. It's two women that we're focused on. One who goes and one who stays.
Yeah.
And so that shifted in my mind my responsibility, my storytelling responsibility, to complete both journeys.
Yeah.
And I think in my heart of hearts, the Nazis did come back eventually and realized that the family got away, and I'm sure they assassinated all those women.
Yeah.
The Nazis. I'm sure they did. Or theoretically they would have. But that's not the story we're selling. That's not the story that they wrote. The war hasn't yet really begun.
Yeah.
And it's even though it's intellectually interesting to play this game, my responsibility to the audience is more important to me.
Yeah.
And I thought, you brought your family, you paid your money, if you made an effort to come out tonight to see this alleged great part of our musical history, why am I getting in your way?
Yeah.
I should
all of
do
that. Everything you just said, all of that, that's why Mr. Jack takes the time to explain the backstories to the kids
Yeah, I think it
to
is.
know why they're in there.
Yeah.
Everything you're thinking about, right? And that I think is, as we talk about a lot on this thing, that's the difference, is the level of thought. I want to know though, I have a question. How did the company react when they see their fearless visionary leader start to pull back on something that I know he had been so passionate about? Did you feel a temperature change, or how did they react to that, from production staff to even the actors and actresses?
We didn't discuss it. I mean, after the fact,
Right.
but I sensed relief.
Yeah.
And here's the reason: they're out there for 2 years with this tour.
Yeah.
And I just left it last night. Now I sent a memo out to everybody saying, we got to get back there. I've got to go to Chicago. I've got to go to Dayton. I've got to go to Toronto. I've got to find them and give them more notes. I packed everything I could, and their little backpacks of emotion as full as it can possibly be. I mean,
Right.
they got, protein bars for days to eat. They'll
Right.
be okay. But
Right.
I've got to go say a little more of this, a little less of that, what have you, or we're selling it, what have you. I've
Yeah.
got to finish the work. I feel totally obligated.
Do you feel that way with?
I may never get a chance to do this again in my
Right.
life. This is a huge musical. People aren't doing them anymore.
Yeah, it's
And
interesting because I've never heard you say that about Shucked. I've never heard you say, I feel like I need to go find them on the road to help with the notes. Is that a difference in the size of the musical? A difference in
how
the amount of time? Like,
how interesting. Well, I do. I have gone out to see them. I mean, I have a staff of people
right,
that know how to do this. This is
right,
the other thing I
right.
was about to say, is that in this case, even though we had this little bit of time together, I
Yeah,
had my associate director, Matt Lenz,
yeah,
who started with me with Hairspray 20 years ago,
yeah.
and his associate,
Hmm.
because he's been doing those shows on the road when I've been doing other things. So
Yeah,
there's two of them. Then there's Danny Mefford, who's the choreographer, and his assistant. And
right.
they've gone out. So there are four professional people underneath me, all of whom individually could take the rehearsal.
Hmm.
So I'm up to my ass in gorgeousness here of
Yeah,
people who know where the moves are, how the sliders move, where the lights go. They know all that material.
yeah,
And so we were all doing that for 2 weeks.
right.
And frankly, I stepped back and let them lay it in, and then I went in and tried to get what I would call the meringue on,
Sure.
so that everybody, once they got the message, I could take them someplace else.
Yeah,
And without those four gentlemen moving the snow ahead of me, I wouldn't have been on the highway at all.
yeah, yeah.
It's great. It's thrilling.
It's amazing too to see you. You're so animated as you talk about it, and I'm sure people can hear it in your voice. It's amazing that even after it would premiere like this, there's still that much. Because I know, let's take Ghost for instance, right? Whenever we talked about Ghost, it felt like once you got to the premiere of Ghost, there was almost like a sort of finish line kind of sigh of relief, like when you get to the end of a marathon. Versus this, you almost seem as alive, if not more, with your brain still firing. And I'm just curious, typically with the show, is it like that? Are you usually still firing, or is this because this is a tour, like it, or the lack of rehearsal time? Like, does it feel kind of mid-process? Like, what do you think?
I can't help you here. I can't help you here. This piece haunts me.
Hmm.
I mean, I was watching the performance on Thursday night, and
Yeah.
I had given my leading actor a note that afternoon
Hmm.
that is so unbelievable. I never saw it before. There's a moment where the banners come in. They're at a local festival singing, a singing contest. And upstage are 5 banners of the Nazi flag.
Hmm.
Vroom. And you can feel the audience go, oh my God.
Yeah.
And I suddenly realized, after 10 years, why did they do that?
Hmm.
They didn't need to do that. They didn't need to put the flags up. They're on the move. They're taking over. So when the father comes out to sing, to join,
Hmm.
I have him look upstage and think, who did that? And I think the next thing is Edelweiss, Edelweiss. Such a beautiful, tender song.
Yeah.
He didn't intend to sing that. He was going to do something with the family with his guitar.
Yeah.
But when he saw the fist of aggression
Yeah.
taking over, he almost sings a lullaby to the audience. And as it's written, he's so choked with emotion he can't finish it. And the family sings with him. Now, 10 years later, I just got that.
Yeah. Did he have any? That's amazing, and I love that kind of stuff. Did he have when he used to come in, right? Before you noticed the banners, before he looked up, what was his impetus to sing then? Or was it just sort of skipped over because that's what happens
This
in the
is
script?
appalling. This is appalling to admit. I actually have instructed him to come in and look at the flags and turn and sing.
Right.
On some level, I knew that he took that in.
Right, right,
But
right.
I myself didn't understand what that would do to somebody
Right.
if you went to a local situation which doesn't have a set, that's just a contest of locals competing to see who's the best singer.
Yeah.
And suddenly the political situation takes over and you think, who asked you?
Yeah.
Honest to God, Alan, I didn't make the connection.
Hmm.
And he did it beautifully that night, but I can't wait to see him in 3 weeks or 4 weeks,
Yeah. Yeah.
because that's the kind of note that you think, that's a huge idea. That
Yeah.
this number that we've rehearsed, that the orchestra is ready to play, is an improv,
Hmm. That's cool.
isn't it?
Yeah. And I have to imagine too, it gives the actor something to play to do. It gives the
Of
actor an engine to be revved with,
it's
which is
I don't care who says this. It's a great note. It's a
right.
wonderful thing to give the act. I mean, I'm
Yeah.
sorry it took me 10 years to figure it out,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
I'm very thrilled I finally said it,
Yeah.
because I don't know that anybody's ever said that about that moment.
Yeah.
Maybe
Yeah.
they have.
And I know.
Theo Bikel was the original actor who did that. It was like a folk singer with all the sexual appeal of a potbelly stove. He was a little sort of
Right.
squat little guy with a nice
Right.
voice. And I'm
Right.
thinking, I was told that that Hammerstein thought he doesn't have enough to sing in this show. I should give him something to sing toward the end, and that's why they did it. I mean,
Hmm.
sometimes, I'm fond of saying, when we get into it,
Yeah.
there's a third voice.
Yeah.
There's you on the creative staff. There's the interpreters, the actors who are doing it, and then there's this thing
Yeah.
that is the piece itself.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
when the elements come together, you can't take credit for it. It's like a great bell has rung,
Yeah.
because it's come together with the resonance of the original intention, independent from you, from the actors, from anything.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I heard that this week.
Hmm.
I heard that bell.
That's an amazing thing to hear as you get into the premiere.
Yeah, can you imagine? So we haven't finished it, but they're just fine.
Yeah.
They'll be just fine. They went off beautifully packed, and they have something worthwhile to work on for 2 years.
Yeah.
That's a great story to tell.
I love that. And I love, again, as we wrap this one up, as it goes off, and we'll wrap up this episode, I just love the level of humility and awareness as you being in the position that you are, and even at 86, to be so passionate about an idea like you had at the end, and then be self-aware enough and sort of understanding enough, because it's what you told me. And maybe we've told this story on the podcast, maybe we haven't. The first time you said in the reading of Safe Space, you had the wrong script.
I did.
And you got upset and you were going to leave. And then you said, Jack, it's not about you. It's about this young playwright who looks scared and doesn't know what's going on. Sit here and listen. And I just love that, again, because it's so, and maybe it's half the reason I like doing this podcast, man, because there's not enough people that do that, particularly in your position, I think, in the world. And I just think like that awareness and that understanding and that kind of like, it's not about me, it's about the piece. That's
Well,
really special.
well, what is the ultimate gift of life if you can't continue to grow?
Mm.
If you can, why am, of all the people I've been with in my life and the amazing influences they've had on me and the ravishing talent I've seen in front of me, why are they gone and I'm not gone yet? And then I have to keep trying to learn to take advantage of every minute, because on some level I can't waste this time.
Yeah.
And that's what I got this week.
Yeah.
I got a gift from it that said, you know what, Jack? You're not done with this yet.
Hmm.
There's a better, deeper, richer story to tell, and you have to help us do it. And it's very, very humbling.
Yeah. Well, not just for you, for all of us to get to listen in and see too, man. It's really cool. But let's all right, let's
I
wrap this thing up, man, because next week,
I know you don't believe this, but I'm so tired. I know you don't believe it, but I am. I'm
no,
so tired.
I believe you.
My
I would be
God.
tired.
Yeah,
Well, then
next week, yeah.
let's get you off here. Well,
Next, next
you're going to California, man.
a new
Your big
career.
TV debut starts. So quickly, when are you going out there? Do you know? Like, because I mean, I will be
I'm
checking
going
in, but
out.
like,
I'm flying out on Wednesday to Los
mhm,
Angeles, California.
yeah.
They're putting me in a very nice, expensive hotel because that's what television does. And
Okay.
my noble keeper here, Jeremiah, is going to get me out there and get me situated and sort of
Love it.
look around the corners for all the evil things to stop me.
Sure. Yeah.
Anyway, then have a day a day of rest on Thursday. I may have a fitting. I have to wear
Love
a
it.
toupee. I have to wear a toupee. So adorable. And then on Friday, I do shoot one one episode, and Jeremiah do a different one on Saturday. Is that the idea? I may do a different one on Saturday, and then I come home on Sunday, and I'm here for like 5 days. Then I go back for a chunk of time. I'll be in Los Angeles.
All right. So I won't see you that first trip, probably.
At Warner Brothers. It's hilarious.
Dude, from the Sound of Music to the comeback, this is the greatest story ever told, man.
Bizarre.
That's what I know.
Who
This
knew?
is the
Who
greatest
knew?
story ever told. All right, well, look, get some rest, man, because when you get out there in Hollywood, it's fast paced and there's a lot of there's a lot of sharks out there, man. So you got to be on your toes.
I got to get a facelift for one thing.
Right. Okay. All right, man. Well, thank you so much. We
I
appreciate
loved
you
it.
making the time. We
Thank
love
you.
you, and we'll check back in sometime next week. Maybe probably after you act. I'm guessing after your first few days on
I'm
set.
probably acting right now, don't you think?
I don't know, man. All right. Thank you, everyone, for listening. Thank you, Jack. We'll
God
talk to you soon.
bless. God
All right.
bless.
Bye bye.